Hello everybody, welcome to the LAAGCast for November 29th, 2018. My name is Max Williams, and with me, as usual, is Sam Richards. How are you, Sam?
It's raining.
It's raining. If you can hear rain in the background, which we may or may not have removed in post, we either apologize or you're welcome if you like that sort of particular background noise.
Yeah, that's all we're going to say about the weather. Back to normal stuff. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little damp. Oh, I'm sorry. No more weather talk. Feeling good. We took a week off, obviously.
Yes, Thanksgiving happened.
Right, although for our listeners, because we took so long to post the episode, they actually got the break before they heard us say we're about to take a break, and this episode is going to come relatively quickly in comparison.
That's entertainment.
That's free entertainment for you. Only the top quality podcasting here.
Oh, yeah.
So, we have a little different episode for you today. We got a bunch of comics, because it's basically 2 weeks worth, and that's even with us chopping out some of the stuff we decided wasn't worth talking about.
Yeah.
And even though we had 2 weeks, we didn't watch another Discovery.
Nope.
Because we actually watched one of the Star Trek motion pictures, one that Sam had not seen before.
This is true.
And there's a couple you haven't seen still, which we will get to eventually. But this one was Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, which I know you have seen Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock. So this was basically the conclusion to that loose trilogy of films.
I mean, kind of. It kind of seems like The Voyage Home. I mean, they deal with that in the first 5 minutes.
Well, they do, but Earth is going to get destroyed, and there ain't no Enterprise. Like, the true finale of that little sequence is the death of Spock in 1, and then the death of the Enterprise and the return of Spock in 2, and the return of the Enterprise and the return of, like, Spock's personality in 4. Or 3, the way I was listing them. But that's a pretty entertaining movie. It's one of the original or even numbered ones, because Trek movies pretty solidly followed the every other one is good philosophy for most of the existence of all the Trek films.
Yeah, it was a rather quirky movie.
Yeah, it's almost a comedy.
Almost a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightheartedness despite the high level of stakes.
Right, and just the casting away with the idea of the temporal prime directive. Completely. I mean, none of them seem to care at all about being back in time, which was fun. Yeah,
and then they go back in time so casually. Like, it's just like, Spock, begin the computations for time travel.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be time travel.
Spock knows.
Spock can do it, And, like, he's back, he doesn't remember everything, but he's got them computations for time travel.
Yeah. It was a good time travel sequence when they were going back in time, too. I remember, like, their faces coming out of the clouds and then, like, just dissipating.
I always forget that happens when they do that.
I know. That's crazy.
Yeah, good old school effects.
Yeah, it was just so fun.
It's interesting how they're able to fit 2 whales into that bird of prey when later, like, you see them standing on top of the bird of prey as it's sinking into the ocean. You're like, there's no way 2 whales fit inside that ship.
The ship's tiny.
That ship is little.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty pre-invents the transparent aluminum. He just, like, gives the formula to somebody in the 80s.
Right, yes he does.
Yeah. The enemy is cool. It's like that big. It doesn't even get a name. It's just the thing that shows up and wants to talk to whales.
Right. The monolith-esque thing.
Very 2001, right?
Yeah.
And very confusingly shot with that little orb.
That little orb was hilarious. Like, for the longest time I thought that little orb was the entire vessel. And it was just hiding out in, like, asteroids.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember when I've watched that movie in the past, I, at one point, thought that little orb was Earth, and that the probe was so big.
That's cooler.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like Dyson sphere size.
Right. Just enormous. Yeah, it's also weird that they just bring that lady back to the normal time, and she immediately gets assigned to a starship.
Right.
Just like, man, yeah, let's get this caveman and put them to work on a destroyer. It's cool. They know things from their time.
They'll adapt.
And they really get a lot of mileage out of nuclear vessels with Chekhov. They lean into that heavily.
They do lead into that. Conversely, not too much Scotty overall.
Not too much, but man, every bit of Scotty is just gold. When he's trying to talk to the mouse, he's like, "Computer."
Right. I forgot about that.
Hello, computer.
Oh man, and Spock the whole time walking around in what essentially looks like a towel bathrobe.
Right, like a nice thick bathrobe and a thick bandana.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good old bandana Tuvok does that too when they go back in time.
Doesn't he do a beanie?
No, it's a do-rag.
Oh,
because it was the 90s, but still, that technically is a bandana, I would think.
Yeah, it is.
Hides that ear good.
It's so funny. The people can always tell. Like, the people who they're dealing with, the woman in this one and Sarah Silverman.
Yeah. Well, like, the first thing Spock does in front of her is he jumps into the whale containment tank, and he's, like, swimming around down there for way too long. And he's, like, talking to them.
Right.
And, yeah, doing all sorts of weird shit that has, no matter how weird he looks, the way he's acting.
Vulcans are good at hiding the ears.
Really, the character who gets a short shrift in this one is kind of McCoy. At the end, they kind of almost force a hot medical scene in so that McCoy can do one useful thing.
That's true.
But
it's just kind of, ooh, I'm here too.
Right, and he's even in like such a comparatively good mood. Like,
right.
You know, despite how he usually is. Like, he's trying to talk to Spock, and he's kind of excited about things that are happening. So he's barely even McCoy in this movie.
Yeah, well, nobody's getting injured. They're in the past with its archaic medicine, so he's able to help just by handing a lady some pills.
That was great.
Carrying her shit.
She had kidney dialysis all the time, and she gave her a pill and she regrew a kidney, which, man, if they had that kind of technology in his time, how come the holographic doctor on Voyager couldn't grow
Neelix some lungs?
Grow Neelix some lungs, man. Like, they have that, and also on Enterprise, Phlox just has a thing that can turn into anything he needs it to turn into. Oh, I need an organ for this specific thing. Like, I can't believe that the Federation, like, instilled, you know, their medical practices over the kind of stuff that Dr. Phlox was pioneering with on the original Enterprise, and they don't have anything close to the level of stuff he was able to achieve with his equivalent of space leeches.
Yeah, it's true. Why couldn't they grow Worf a new spine?
Right. Yeah, so many inconsistencies.
Unfortunately, but still the doctor position is a fun one in a Star Trek show.
Right. It's important enough that they've always had one, unlike helmsmen.
Right.
Yeah, you always got people getting hurt. That way you can always do medical drama episodes. You gotta have medical drama episodes on your episodic television.
Right, and when you don't have the medical things going on, Star Trek 4...
Right.
McCoy is just doing what he'd do if it were an easy day, unlike all the other times you see him. He's just going around having a good time.
Yeah, it's interesting that Discovery, as we've mentioned before, is so non-traditional that we don't even know who the Doctor is on Discovery.
Still irks me.
It's really bothersome that they specified that Culber was not the chief medical officer for no reason.
Yeah,
because
well, it makes more sense with Stamets because he's a mushroom guy. He's specialized. It makes sense that he wouldn't be a warp core engineer.
Right, we still don't know who the chief engineer is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. So much of what we like about Star Trek is like the trading card aspect. Like, you got to say it. Like, here's the crew. Here's who slots into what.
Yeah.
Like, here's how we know they're going to act. We know that if it's X kind of episode, we're going to get this character, and it's going to be focusing on them because now they're the main character.
Yeah.
You know, now it's going to be like, oh, Burnham is going to have to solve a problem, and she's going to go, and that's the episode where we're going to meet the chief engineer, and it's going to turn out that the chief engineer needed Burnham's help to solve the problem.
Exactly.
Because now it's modern television.
Right. Burnham's always got, we got a medical problem? Better call Burnham.
She's going to know some Vulcan thing that's going to help us.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're way off track here. Star Trek 4, it's a good movie.
It is a good movie. I enjoyed it very much.
Even normies like it. Adjusted for inflation, it is the highest grossing Star Trek movie in theaters.
My goodness.
Yeah, so, and I think that, I mean, it's deserved. It makes sense because you don't need to know much Trek to understand every single thing that's happening in that movie.
That's true.
That could be your first experience with Trek, and there's a little weirdness with, like, oh, Spock and the Catra, and, like, oh, he was dead. Like, that stuff is very, continuity-based, but other than that, it's real simple. Like, oh, big scary thing, come into Earth, destroy everything, go back in time for some whales.
Yeah, that's true. Then, you could remove the Star Trek aspect and still have the plot of a basic entertaining movie.
Right, you could have absolutely made that sort of more of a Back to the Future ripoff. Just have it take place in the future as the time that's going back.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fun.
Alright, so that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Castlevania, Episode 2 on Netflix.
Yes.
That is some heavily serialized television. I mean, we have not seen Dracula in a minute now.
Not for an entire episode. One episode we get Dracula, now we get Rich Man.
Trevor Belmont.
Trevor.
Yes.
Good old Trevor Belmont.
Yeah, so we get essentially an end to the semi-cliffhanger of the last episode where we already knew, like, oh, well, that dude's going to get into a fight with those drunks. And then this episode, basically, our 21-minute episode starts with 8 minutes of Trevor being in a fight with those drunks.
Yeah, good 8 minutes right there.
It's pretty solid storytelling. The drunks are all the Warren Ellis archetypes, the foul-mouthed, General Townsies that he likes to write in every single thing he does.
The big guy who just keeps getting back up.
Right. Yeah. The guy who is just going to be too tough to put down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to show that our hero is good, but not super good. But then later in the episode, oh, just kidding, he's amazing.
Right.
He just wasn't using his weapons against them drunks.
When he uses his whip to take out the dude's eye, like, accidentally.
You always hear that somebody's going to get their eye put out when a whip is used, and you almost never see it in anything.
Yeah, it just whips out his eye and, like, lays it across the thing so it can drop down.
The glory shot, but, like, slowly sliding down. And I was waiting for the reveal that the whip had some sort of blade or something on the end because it's so easily detached to the finger of the guy, the first guy, that,
But it didn't seem like it.
No, it seemed like he's just so good at the whip, he can slice it like a knife through flesh and bone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all in the wrist.
Yeah, and he's, Trevor is sort of he's basically an anime lead character. Like, this is already kind of a Western anime, and he's very much the, like, oh yeah, I'm good at shit, but I don't care about much. But man, I got a soft streak if you're letting some people in trouble.
That's true. Yeah. Everything about it screams anime in a lot of senses, including the whole bar fight. The heroic prophecy. That, I mean, I guess it's not anime, that's everything. But is anybody suggesting that the hero he's going to find down in the crypt is going to be anybody but himself? The prophesied hero? Right, it's him.
Right, yeah, I don't think this game is about some sort of, like, undead Belmont ancestor who comes back to fight Dracula or anything.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Doubtful.
I like a lot of things about it. I like how Dracula is pretty cool in the first episode, but overall the villain, the real villain, is probably the priesthood.
The church.
The church.
Of course, yes. That's another Warren Ellis bit, for sure.
Yeah, just
the church.
One after another excommunicating every group or using them as a scapegoat for the evils that go on, and using it to put people down.
Yeah, that use of the church specifically seems to be happening a lot in recent fiction, where it's like, here's the new powerful church that's going to come over and take over for all of the other, like, former religions that used to peacefully coexist, but now this church has decided no more other religions.
Yeah, I think it's probably because when we look back at history, we see a lot of those changes in powers, which actually took a long time to happen.
Right.
But when reading it in a history book, it seems like, sports. It's like, now these guys are winning,
right,
and these guys are winning.
Right, you're reading about it on, like, one page flip, and that was actually, like, 200 years. Like,
exactly.
Generations lived and died. But, yeah, it's good stuff. Definitely we'll continue to watch that. I think we're locked in on Castlevania for now. I thought even the animation didn't bother me as much on this episode. I think the previous one I occasionally would feel that they were under-animating some things, like taking the anime-ness of it too far, and stuff would get a little statico.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of thing gets annoying, it's true.
But this one I thought everything looked pretty smooth. All the action during the fights was pretty solid.
True. Yeah, it was a good episode.
Alright, so that's what we watched.
Yep.
So let's move over to our list of Final Fantasy characters.
Alright, yeah.
As you may know, we are currently ranking all of the main characters from the Final Fantasies that we have played on a master list.
Yes.
Current number 1 is Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII. Current number 28 is Gao from Final Fantasy VI. Poor Gao.
Poor gal.
Alright, so you have given me a list of chicks.
Yeah, magical.
Oh, these are mages.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh, is Fran magical?
I believe her race has a predilection towards being able to sense magics and use the mist or whatever is going on in that game.
Right, that's Balthier's Chewbacca, right?
Yeah.
Fran? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Fran.
Yeah.
Definitely a predilection towards magic.
Interesting, yeah. I guess I don't remember enough about her part of the plot, because I always had her as, like, the Valkyrie in my head.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just doing that because spears.
True.
Yeah. Does she even use a spear? Am I misremembering?
Well, it's equip what you want onto who you want.
Right! That's right, that's 12. It's very job system.
Right.
Right.
So, but if you're going by, what they start out as, Fran starts out with fire. I don't think most of the other characters start out with any black magic. So, there you go.
Alright, well, Fran's a good character.
Fran is a good character.
She's basically Chewbacca, but
can speak.
But can talk, and sort of has sage wisdom about things, and is real tall. Yeah, I forget. Does she have high heels built into her anatomy?
I think it's just built into her
costume. Okay, yeah.
Do they have stiletto type, real tall, skinny sticks coming from the heels?
Yeah, Fran is cool, but she has the same problem that Kamari is gonna face, which is that there's... Oh, did we already rank Kamari?
Yes, you already faced.
Right, we already faced, which is that since they have to provide the race storyline, for their people within the game, it kind of makes them a little more two-dimensional than the characters who aren't this is the one of these, but they're a little bit of an outcast.
It's true.
Yeah.
And, they do have that similarity in that, they're both, short spoken.
Right.
Well, they're tall people who are don't say too much, but have a deep culture that they don't live as part of, but still believe in.
Right, still respect greatly. Well, I think that she's actually going to go a little lower than Kamari, because Kamari's above Irvine for some reason. And I think that I like Irvine more, but probably not Kuja. And they look very weirdly similar. Her and Kuja, if you think about it.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess Irvine's where he is because he's such a dick. But
yeah.
But what are your thoughts? Am I way off base? Do you like her more than I do, less than I do?
I don't like her more than Irvine.
What about Kuja from 9?
No, I don't like her more than Kuja.
Oh really? What about Amarant from 9?
I like her more than Amarant, yeah.
But seriously, you like Kuja more?
Kuja's pretty cool.
That's Fran, Final Fantasy 12. So, next on the list, let's talk about Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
Lulu.
Lulu's one of the best black mages in any of the games.
Yeah.
And her design is so weird. Not just the belts dress.
The belts.
But,
stuffed animals.
Right, isn't that, her magical object? Is a stuffed animal?
Yeah.
She's using it to cast her spells?
I believe so.
Yeah.
She's always carrying it into battle.
Yeah, she's a weird goth. A weird goth hipster. Before hipsterism became the thing that it is.
Yeah, and chopsticks in the hair, and the whole getup is funny. And then to add onto that, the attitude.
Right, the attitude, and that she's married to Waka. and
Well,
they're one of those.
are they married? I don't think they're married. She was engaged to Waka's brother, Chapu.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, but Chapu, he dead.
That's what it was, right. They don't end up together through the course of that game?
Oh, man.
Misremembering?
Actually, through the events of that game, you might be right.
I'm either right or completely misremembering, but yeah, there's like a thing there.
They definitely
Chapu,
They act like an old married couple.
Right, exactly. So she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm probably looking right around Zell.
Well, I like Zell more.
Yeah, but right below Zell is Shadow Interceptor.
Yeah, Lulu, I think, is above Shadow.
I think that's the spot.
Slash Interceptor.
I mean, Interceptor almost. Almost. But, and I mean, Prompto is the next one down, and I don't know that she's better than Prompto.
Yeah, I don't know that she's better than Prompto.
Alright, next, let's talk about Adia.
Adia, the sorceress.
The sorceress from 8. Yeah, you even do get to play as her a little bit, right?
You get to play as her a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. The Adia is such a weird thing when you really get into it.
Right? Because she seems like a stepping stone for the story, more so than any personality.
Right, because we hardly ever get to see her personality. We see her in flashbacks when her... Was it her and the headmaster?
Yeah,
from
they're married. They were married.
And yeah, God, nothing.
Headmaster said,
is he using Guardian forces? Why is he forgetting with stuff?
No, he remembers that she was good and is his wife, but he still sends the seeds to kill her because she's doing evil.
And he's like, they won't remember her.
Yeah, he probably has a pretty good idea of how much his students do or don't remember.
Yeah, do they remember that? Well, because was he ever at the orphanage? Do we see him in the flashbacks? We don't, do we? It's just her when they're little kids.
I think we see him too, but I could be misremembering.
It's so weird. What is the plot of the... I really like that game, but every time you talk about it, it's like, what happened?
Oh, I know. It's bonkers. That being said, I do really like Headmaster Sid. I don't know that we will be ranking him not being important enough, but while we're on the subject, I think he's awesome, and he looks... oh, man.
Looks just like Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he's good. But Adia, she's the fake boss, and actually a big plot point, and
big boss.
Not much of a character though.
No, unfortunately not.
So I'm looking down around Setzer and Amarant and Yuffie.
Okay, let me think about that. Wait, who the hell is Setzer? Oh, right, Setzer. I say that every time.
The old gambling man. Right?
I remember.
Setzer and you're like, is he a clown? There's a clown in that game.
Right? Okay. I like Setzer more.
Yuffie?
I like Yuffie more. I don't like Amarant as much.
Amarant's above both of those guys.
What the hell? I don't know what I was drinking the day we ranked Amarant. That character is there's not too much to him.
There's not too much to any of these characters. So I say, I gotta put her, I guess, above Yuffie, below Setzer.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
I'm fine with that.
So last on this list, let's rank Aiko from Final Fantasy IX.
Oh, I find Aiko to be annoying.
The most annoying thing about Aiko is that she is a worse version of a character you already have.
True, damn.
And she doesn't feel... Like, usually in a Final Fantasy game, when you find the character who's, like, the similar version, they're also the step up from that person. Like, there's a white mage earlier, and then later you find, like, the sorceress or whatever, like, the level 2 white mage would be, you know?
Yeah.
But in this case, it's just like, oh, here's a summoner character. Oh, she can't summon as many things.
Right. Here's another one for now, because...
And she's a little kid, and has probably the worst design of any character in that game, including Quina.
Yeah, no, Queen is awesome.
So she's kind of, well, she has a horn, right?
She has a horn, yeah.
That's weird.
And she has a Moogle friend.
She has a Moogle friend. That's a plus.
That is a plus. In her favor. She has wings too, I believe. Little bat wings that can.
Yeah, what the?
She can fly with them.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of the Moogle?
You're thinking of the Moogle 100%.
Yeah. Never mind.
Maybe she has wings, but she don't fly around.
Maybe.
But and they might be part of her costume, not she has wings.
Right. Yeah.
Is she better than Amarant?
No.
Yeah, well, what about Setzer?
Nah.
Alright, let's shoot down a little bit. What about Kyros?
Kyros. Nah.
Vaughn.
No. She's not better than Vaughn.
Wow, Umaro.
Umaro.
He's Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not better than Umaro. He's big. He's Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, right, Sasquatch. Or the Abominable Snowman. That's the one.
Right, Abominable Snowman.
That's what we landed on. Well, what about Gao?
She's better than Gao.
She's better than Gao?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
She's better than Gao.
I'll give it to you. It's Aiko, the summoner from Final Fantasy IX. Alright, we're up to 32 characters on this ranking.
32, getting up there.
And with that, we're going to take a break.
Yep, be right back.
And we are back. So we drilled it down to 8 comics from the last 2 weeks that we wanted to talk about.
Nice double round number.
Nice round number. The first one we're going to talk about is the first issue of GoBots by Tom Scioli from IDW.
GoBots.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this one, as I probably mentioned to you at some point, because I love the wackiness of Tom Scioli, the overgrown 10-year-old kid playing with action figures.
That is what it seems like.
Yeah, it's literally like, I'm a kid and I got this box of toys, and I'm going to have them drive around and do stuff, and these ones are going to fight. They're going to have a little fight, and he's going to use his wheels to club the other one. And
they live in this whole world where there's competitions between all of them, and the crowd is there. Yeah.
Right, and I liked the quick, half a page introduction of here's what GoBots are. They were invented to help people with things. Now they're this.
Yeah.
Very much it doesn't matter what they are, just accept it, you fuckers.
Right. And it is that easy, because after that, yeah, you've accepted it. This is a world. GoBots exist within this world. They help people.
Right.
Oh, and also sometimes they don't.
Right, because now it's a straight up a Matrix AI revolution. It's the robots that we have designed to help us have decided that they want their freedom, and that means killing us. It's old as dirt sci-fi plot.
Yes, and rehashed all the time, but not usually with robots that turn into vehicles.
Right, vehicles that very much look exactly like the robots with minimal changes. It's very accurate to the aesthetic of GoBots. They look awful compared to Transformers.
True.
Very cheap. The whole thing, especially with the way it's drawn, where he's using his faux loose style, where it seems like he's not actually able to draw well, but in fact, every single thing looks exactly the way he wanted it to look.
Right.
It's a weird beast. There's a lot of action. It moves at a breakneck pace. A lot of things happen in one issue.
Yeah, you know what I like? I like the limo robot that just turns into a really tall robot.
Right. And the line, which was actually one of my favorite turns of phrase in this, is when the guy is I'll follow on my GoBot. I'll follow your limo. And the guy in the limo says, well, my driver has a lead foot. And then when you find out later that that was a GoBot itself,
Right.
Lead foot, you bastard.
His foot is made out of lead.
So it's not quite as good as the same guy's Transformers vs. G.I. Joe was, primarily because he was working with a rich lore in that one that he was able to, very freely dip into and out of what he wanted to reference or not. Whereas this,
Right.
I don't know. I guess there was a show. Maybe was there ever a GoBots thing? There had to have been, right? So, but if there's any lore, I don't know it. And
Nor I.
and who cares?
Right. No, it seems like it's supposed to be pretty fast and loose. That being said, I would prefer a more retro art style than this, which to me feels more like I'm going to draw in the old way, and it's going to be exactly like the old way.
Yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, panel construction, the way he'll kind of vacillate between highly detailed and like some background details being very loose, and then just the overall like finish with crayons on yellowed paper aesthetic by itself. Which,
right.
Gotta be honest, if I could say, like, if there could be one improvement in my opinion, it would be cool if this was printed on a more matte paper. Like some of the DC comics are, or even like a newsprint thing, because it almost seems like he's faking newsprint as it is.
Yeah.
So that would be a plus. But I thought it was real solid. I'd give GoBots a 7.
Well, I'd also give it a 7.
Excellent. Next up.
Next up, we have issue 10 of the Terrifics.
The Terrifics.
Yeah, the Terrifics.
Continues to sputter along.
Yeah. And yeah, I'd say overall this is a somewhat conclusion issue.
This is definitely the end of the trade paperback that it's being collected in.
Okay.
100%. Like, it has to be, right? Like, this is so the end of the arc. Characters. There's a little bit of a cliffhanger because the characters are going their own ways, but like the main villain has been sort of revealed and not defeated, but dealt with. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a no problems there kind of thing when they got down to it, because yeah, after the reveal, Java is Dread.
Yeah,
Dr. Dread. And everybody's there and knows it.
Right, and now that he's revealed, it's that weird thing that happens where, like, suddenly he's not as good as he was when they didn't know who he was.
Right, he lost his powers as soon as they found out who he was.
Right, yeah, so now he's just like, oh, I'm a regular guy, I can do a couple, like, regular things to cause trouble for you. And as exciting as it was when the big old god showed up, I had to struggle to like remember exactly what happened, even though we just learned about him in the annual. And this didn't seem as epic as it should have been. Like, this needed to be a double-page spread, this one big panel of the big guy showing up, you know?
That would, that would have felt more unstoppable.
That would have been a better double-page spread than the double-page spread we got.
That's true. Our double-page spread wasn't too informative. But, yeah, mostly it was deal with that, wrap that up, got a plan, okay, no problem, and then we go our own ways.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing's holding the team together anymore, as the metaphysical dark universe energy that was forcing them to remain in each other's vicinity has been dealt with, and Rex doesn't have the metamorpho powers anymore, and so he's got no reason to be on the team.
Yeah, and not Mr. T.
Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
You can call him Mr. T.
That's true. Mr. T, he's all like, look at the Tom Strong family.
That's a family.
Yeah, that's a family. That's a team. We're nothing.
Yeah, we ain't no family. And like, Plastic Man bounces so quickly that I imagine something bad actually happened to him. Like, he didn't actually bounce, but like he got snatched or something. Like. And the most exciting thing about the issue for me, though, is the last page, because the 6 screens that we see on the monitors of Doc Dread are 6 of the worlds that were visited in Grant Morrison's Multiversity. This is the weird DC version of the Marvel Universe. The Crusader is Captain America, and there's a Spider guy in there, and this is like the weird World War II universe where Superman's a Nazi, and this is the one where all the superhero kids are super self-absorbed, like celebrity culture people, and this is just the wholesome Captain Marvel family universe. That's Super Demon, the combination of Superman and Etrigan the Demon from the Justice League Dark universe. Oh yeah, he's great. And the weird Judge Dredd-based future universe that was hinted at in one of the issues.
Also good.
Hopefully some of these teases are going to play out, but Jeff Lemire's off the book in like 4 issues, so we'll see if the next author picks it up, if he doesn't deal with it in the next arc.
Well, yeah, but what this really made me feel was, I hope this isn't the end of Tom Strong.
Of Tom
and
Strong.
his family of super scientists.
Right.
Plastic Man even says super science.
Yes, he does.
So
To the point where it's almost starting to make that comparison, like, on purpose.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I like it.
I wouldn't be disappointed if this kind of book morphed and wasn't just the 4-person team, but became pretty heavily involved in this Tom Strong thing.
Neither would I. I would very much enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the whole Tom Strong thing a lot. So I would give this a 7.
Another 7?
Yeah.
I'd give this one a 6. It
That's
was
fair.
fine, but I'm starting to get a little fatigued on this series. I feel like we're on issue 10, and I guess a lot of stuff has happened, but it's all kind of just like, comic booky stuff is happening. It's fine.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's still above average. It's still worth buying, but
I feel it too. That's why I hope more Tom Strong stuff in the future might help keep it fresh.
yeah, and we'll see who gets announced as the next writer, because if somebody I don't like takes over, I may just hop off and be happy with what we got.
Well, there's definitely a possibility there.
All right, so next up, very exciting. We're going to talk about the second Web of Venom one-shot, Carnage Bornm, by Donny Cates and Danilo Beyruth. It's interesting, these Web of Venom one-shots are absolutely 100% integral to the main Venom series. There's no way you could be enjoying the main series to its full extent if you haven't been getting first that Vietnam one and now this one. Now this changes a few things about the lore. He goes in a little heavy with the retconning, with what we learned about Cletus Cassidy having died during childbirth and was dead and went to hell, I guess. And remembers that, even though he was revived, and that's why he's evil.
Yeah, sure, maybe. Or he's just, crazy, cuckoo pants, yeah.
I do like the idea that he's a little more jokery, and yeah, it's like, this is what he's decided is his origin today.
Yeah.
I really did like the panel with the leaves casting a shadow across half of young Cletus's face, where it's like vaguely suggesting the symbiote eye and mouth. Like,
Yep.
you just look at that, it's like, oh, okay.
That's true.
So that was pretty
very
cool.
good.
The issue focuses on the cult that worships Null having retrieved Cletus Cassidy's body. We found out what happened to him after that Poisons crossover.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of the first time I've been glad we read that crossover.
Yeah, it's true.
Interesting that the logo of I think that they've suggested this in previous issues, but having the logo of like the evil cult be so blatantly the Venom logo, like it's not just a spider, guys. It's also actually the stands for the dragon.
Right.
We got to see their fun hieroglyphs showing the origins that we saw with Thor chasing off the dragon with the lightning from his hammer and splitting the dragon into all the different symbiote pieces. That was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very Fifth Element, I thought, was that.
True.
Cletus is all messed up from having survived re-entry into Earth's orbit from space. Thanks to his symbiote. It struggled to save him, and it almost did, but didn't.
Yeah, no, not quite.
So this cult shows that they have like a scary level of reach into the government somehow. This part I thought was a little lame, like just how easily they were able to get the bodies. Like, we keep watch on the channels. Like, really, this cult, the Null cult, is disconnected. Like, this lady who's their leader, she just joined. She was a good guy in the last Carnage series that she showed up in.
Huh.
So yeah. That's a little interesting, but they take that stolen codex from the dragon symbiote and they put it into Cletus, and it brings him back to life, and he turns into the Carnage version of the weird proto-symbiote thing that Eddie had previously turned into with the spiral eye.
Yeah, but only for a minute.
Only for a minute, because he wages a mental battle with the connection to Null in his mind, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And he wins and decides he liked it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna somehow safely extract the codex from the lady, because she has the symbiote score, in which I don't remember if it's like hybrid, where it's a combination of earlier symbiotes, or if it's some other symbiote spawn specifically. But or why it has this weird like tech design that it has.
Right.
But either way, he absorbs her, turns back into a more normal Carnage after he gets her codex.
Yeah.
And we get the excellent last page. See, 2 excellent screen-based last page reveals this month. As we see that Carnage's new quest is going to be to kill and absorb the codex from anybody who ever had a symbiote. And thanks to all these Venomized crossovers that we've had recently, basically every major character in the Marvel Universe has had a symbiote.
Yeah.
Some of them are Guardians of the Galaxy. He's going to have to go into space to hunt down some of these people.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got Ben Reilly is there on the list. That looks like, look, we get there's the other symbiotes.
Yes, they are.
And with Hybrid, and, that's Hybrid. That's Toxin.
Yeah.
Right, and we get Scorpion. I don't know who this one is, or this one, or this one, or this one. There's John Jameson, Werewolf by Night.
Nice.
So that's
Wolverine,
Thing, Cap, Carol Danvers, Hawkeye.
Oof.
It's who's this
Promises of
cat
things
person?
to come.
Oh, is that Rocket Raccoon? Is that just a poorly rendered Rocket Raccoon? Norman Osborn, he was Carnage recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact,
I know that.
I wonder if because he has Carnage in the Spider-Man books right now, or he had it, but maybe there's now 2, because if they were to take it out of Cletus, he would just spawn a new one from his blood. I don't know. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, we've only gotten the vaguest hint of what that actually means.
Right.
So what do you give it?
Well, there isn't much action.
Nope.
But Carnage solo one-shots tends to be more horror comics than action comics.
Makes sense.
So I don't know that that's playing against type. That Kyle Hott's cover is next level.
Yeah. He even absorbed somebody just like Hulk in last time's horror comics.
God, it's all circling the drain like that. Everything is just cross-pollinating. I would give Carnage Born an 8.
An 8?
I liked it a lot.
Alright. Well, I'm Mr. 7 Sam tonight because I give this one a 7.
You think this was exactly as good as GoBots? And exactly as good as the other one?
Within degrees.
That's fine. I can accept that. Well, speaking of Hulk.
Speaking of Hulk.
Because this book comes out all the time. I feel like we're always reading the new Hulk.
Yeah, that's true. And always pretty dang good.
Always good.
That is Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett.
Ooh, Joe Bennett. Liking that art.
Continuing
to knock it out of the park.
Yeah. Now that is horror comics. So what happened this time? This time we got a lot of the Absorbing Man.
Yes. Lots of Absorbing Man.
A little bit about what's been going on with the Absorbing Man for a little while.
I liked the, speaking of Venom, getting to see the guardsmen from the vault with that green, like, proto-Iron Man-y armor.
That is the guardsman.
Yeah, like seeing that.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. So they got him, and they got a deal for him. They're going to give him some Red Hulk stuff.
Yep.
To turn him into an absorbing Red Hulk that absorbs Hulk stuff.
Right.
And you know what? It seems to do a pretty good job.
It works really well.
He comes up against the Hulk and Hulk punches him. Hulk's arm withers.
Hulk's arm withers, and he absorbs so much of the Hulk that he ends up absorbing whatever evil has been in the Hulk.
Right. He's absorbing all of it. Which
Absorbing Man, I like it.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, that's a good way to take this villain and make him a threat to Hulk again, because it's so hard to make a villain a threat to Hulk.
Exactly, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's very good to make his absorbing give it a next level, like a power boost, but it's still within like what his power set would be.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, they give him a ball and chain that he can use.
That's his thing.
Right. Yeah. That he can absorb through. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
They have a good old fight.
They have a good fight. and by the end of the fight, it seems like Hulk's gonna be losing, and that evil is now in Absorbing Man.
Very Joker-y looking demon, like, because with this, I would imagine this is closer to what it actually is. It's not obviously not Bruce Banner's dad.
Right.
That's that came through the green door and has been haunting the Hulk's mind.
The green door. Yeah, that's fun.
But man,
snaky, evil Joker guy.
And then that last page reveal, so gross. Like,
right, as he's... well, it's hard to even describe what is happening right there.
So his whole upper torso has split in half vertically and has come down, but his spine and skull, with just a couple of giant fangs, have remained upright.
Yeah.
Like, it almost looks like the head halves have become another pair of arms that he's holding onto his sides. I mean, the guts are everywhere. I don't know how Crusher Creel can survive this one, man. Like, I mean, I'm guessing he will somehow, but damn, that is... like, this is horrific. Yeah. This comic should be rated M for mature.
Yeah.
That is horrific. As horrific as the last issue was, with all of Hulk's weird absorbing of things and that panel of him changing back into Banner when the sun rose. This is whoa.
Okay, but also, it does make me think of Evil Dead.
That is what it looks like. It's very Evil Dead. Yeah. It's Evil Dead crossed with The Thing.
Oh my god. It's like...
Because it's like a crazy split apart corpse turning into something else, but it's got like hilarious eyes.
Yeah.
Like it's real excited to be here.
I mean, The Thing crossed with Evil Dead. Oh.
I want it.
Yeah.
That's all you want.
The Thing versus Evil Dead, I'd even accept.
Oh man, Ash, that would be so good, so good. It's almost is that the way evil works and does absorb everybody, but it doesn't have that weird transformation aspect. They just can continue to move no matter, until a certain level of mutilation occurs.
Yeah, and I do get a different sense from alien evil dominating and coming versus just evil itself. I mean, it feels Evil Dead's more mystical. Oh
man, Ash and Evil have to team up because the Thing is like not of this world. Like.
Oh man, that's something. All
right, well, what do you think of Immortal Hulk 9?
I give it an 8.
I think 8's the right number for this.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Continues to be an exciting read in which something happens every week. Like, every issue begins and ends in different spots because he's moving around.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it always lives up to the promise of horror.
Right, it's horrific. It truly is.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of horror, Action Comics 1005 with Brian Michael Bendis and Ryan Sook. Let me tell you, Ryan Sook can draw, bro. And
I'm right there with you.
And the whole opening sequence with the question is the best 5 pages of any of Bendis' comics so far. Like, I love the mob people talking. I love the guy trying to sell the fake hero dial to the
hero
mob
dial.
lady. I love the hero dial making any kind of appearance because that thing is amazing.
Yeah, hilarious.
And it's the classic question. He's back, and Aunt Renee Montoya. This is the guy. This is the original.
Yeah, which made me think, why would this part of the DC universe ever need the Watchmen?
well, Rorschach is a question.
Yeah,
but yes,
exactly.
it is very odd that they're letting Bendis bring the question back right when they might be integrated. I mean, the guy who was going to be Rorschach has already decided he isn't going to be Rorschach anymore in Watchmen, because he learned that Rorschach was a piece of shit.
Right.
But
yeah.
But man, Ryan Sook, I love the way he draws Clark Kent. Like, that's so perfect. How he's so like, yeah, nothing is ever gonna bother me. This is good stuff.
Yeah, that's a wholesome way to draw
him. Like I said, there's not much to say besides the art is excellent. The stupid fires around the Metropolis plot continues. I mean, I can't believe we're still dealing with the stupid fire chief lighting. Then there's fires in Metropolis thing.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we're winding down because we got that reveal of the red cloud. at the end.
Right. Surprising no one.
Surprise.
It's the new character who hasn't been appearing in the book. Surprising literally no one.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, starting fires and the villain is called Red Cloud. Is Bendis just like looking around the room he's in and deciding like that.
Evil lamp.
So yeah, 3 out of 10.
Okay.
The art's real good.
3 sounds good to me.
The art's real good.
Yeah, that art is good. But speaking of good art, next we have the new issue of Batman, Kings of Fear. Peterson and Jones.
Yes, good old Kelly Jones.
And Scott Peterson.
Yes, that guy. Who, I gotta say, I don't care too much to read about his theories on why Batman does what he does. Because that is what this book is. It's the bog standard. Somebody's having a conversation with Batman about why he Batmans.
Yeah.
But damn, it looks good.
That is the essence of it. God damn, it's so fun to look at.
The opening pages when he's talking to Scarecrow, and it's all the weird, trippy backgrounds. And, I mean, I can't believe we're seeing yet another depiction of the Wayne murders, but Kelly Jones makes it look good.
Makes it look good.
When he's turning in his mind, he turns into Super Bat.
He turns into Super Bat and then gets shot up a bunch.
Right, because he still ain't bulletproof in his own fantasy.
In his own fantasy. So you get some fun stuff with whatever the Scarecrow is trying to do, and you know it's not like he's going to convince Batman of anything, or Batman's going to convince him. But I did get the feeling that okay, I guess Batman would go along with a thing like this if he's trying to help Crane.
Right, if he's trying to help Crane, and there are still hostages at stake here.
Right.
Which, yeah, every time we cut to the Commissioner Gordon part, I had to, like, search my brain a little bit. Like, okay, the plot of the Commissioner Gordon part is... Oh, right, it's, like, basically the same plot. Almost nothing has happened. He's just also looking for the kidnapped people. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're there.
Right, let's get past. We'll see more of Batman hulking out with his funny ears.
Yeah, and Scarecrow looking like an absolute scarecrow, like that face. That jack-o'-lantern face. And then the last page reveal is somewhat interesting.
It is. With Scarecrow shows Batman what Gotham would look like without him, and it's beautiful.
It's Batman Beyond City. It's like so futuristic and shiny chrome. It's like it would be the most advanced city in the world.
Right. Well, that's fun. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a 5 or a 6 issue mini.
Because
if it's winding down or not. Because I really am curious to see where it's going to go. Because if it's just a long talk between Batman and Scarecrow, and Commissioner Gordon finds the hostages and lets Batman know, like, okay, we good, and Batman punches Scarecrow, like, not going to be the best thing. If it does turn out that, like, yep, the whole point of this was to have this conversation. So, story-wise, meh. Art?
Yeah, I'd give this one a 6.
I think 6 is right for that. I like it.
Cool.
Okay, staying in Batman theme, we have the 59th issue of Tom King's Batman with some more weird shit happening. So Penguin tells Batman exactly what's been going on with Bane taking control of Arkham and manipulating all the events in order to psychologically break Batman.
Yeah.
And we also get a definitive reveal that Penguin definitely does not know that Bruce Wayne is Batman, because he even mentions the Wayne Butler in dialogue while speaking to him. So despite that heavy, heavy tease in the previous issue, that was actually nothing.
It's actually Bane who knows.
Bane definitely knows.
It seems.
He's always known.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. And so most of the issue is Batman goes to interrogate Bane, who's pretending to be currently mentally disabled in Arkham right now. And Batman starts punching Bane around the room, and Gordon breaks in and says, "You can't do that. I've been watching him for weeks. Whatever you're beating him up for can't be true." And so Batman punches out Jim Gordon, and Jim Gordon gets mad and kicks Batman out, and he's like, "I'm sick of your shit." Like, what does he say? Yeah, "I'm sick of you. Get the hell out of my sight." And you're lucky I don't call the damn Justice League. And Bane then like grins at the end because this is all proceeding according to plan. So I guess Commissioner Gordon is definitely being manipulated by Bane.
4D chess.
100% is part of the conspiracy, which is, oh god, what is happening in this book? It's like, I think it thinks that the plot is better than it is, because it's like,
for sure.
It doesn't know how to parse out the information correctly for us to be like in the right place mentally for each issue. It's just like, oh, that thing you think is happening, it's definitely happening, and it's still happening.
Right.
So,
and it's like, feel sorry for Ben. Nope, you were right all along. He's evil.
We know he's evil. We got that last page reveal in the wedding issue of him like sitting there with all the villains from all the entire run, like crowded around.
Right. So who does it think it's fooling is the question.
Right. The answer has to be it's pulling a double bluff, and there's going to be some sort of additional reveal. But how good can the reveal be?
It does not seem like that's what's happening.
And it's Mikkel Janin. The art is solid. I mean, I guess. It's not really an action scene, just watching Batman beat up Bane. It's very competently drawn. But, not a fun comic to read.
No. No, not fun.
Yeah, I'd give this a 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
4 sounds right.
It's better than Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, all right, take us home.
Last and not least is Fantastic Four. Dan Slott and Stefano Caselli.
Yes. Issue 4 of Fantastic Four.
Issue 4 of Fantastic Four.
It's an issue of 4s.
Yeah. So last time they dealt with the Griever.
They dealt with no problems there.
No problems there. So this time they go home. And, they send everybody home.
Right, individually. They have their little goodbyes. And the Hulk is mad.
Hulk is mad.
Don't do this to me again.
Right. I like my solitude because I'm the Hulk. And
I'm currently on a desert adventure.
Iceman is a member of the Fantastic Four, and we'll find out why next year.
Right, during some flashback adventure.
During a flashback adventure, yes.
Spider-Man accidentally let the Baxter building get sold.
Yes, and it was bought by a team that wants to make themselves into a new Fantastic Four because Fantastic Four hasn't been around
for quite some time. Yeah, so the Fantastics are here with their knockoff powers.
Knockoff powers. And one of them looks exactly like Daryl from Bob's Burgers, one of the kids' school friends. And I believe they do say his name is either Daryl or Darren. And I just thought that was hilarious.
The guy who is Plastic Man?
The guy who is Plastic Man.
But, not as good. He's not even as good as Elongated Man. He's just, he's 2D Man. He's just, flat and stretchy.
He's flat and stretchy.
But, Rubber Band is stretchy, not, super good at forming himself into things stretchy like Reed Richards.
Right, so and it's like that for the other ones too. They're just not as good.
Right, Cold
Fantastic
Thing.
Four. Cold Thing, right?
What's the girl do?
I don't know.
She flies.
Yeah, she launches at people.
Right. She definitely flies.
Yeah. But they're not that important until the Fantastic Four show up, and they're in the middle of a battle because some gangsters, the Wrecking Crew, decided to rob a jewelry store across the street. But, no, they did not decide to do it because it's all a hoax to make the Fantastics look good.
Right, their business manager concocted a situation for them to handle and paid a crowd to show up, which I actually thought was an interesting thing to have. I paid a crowd to show up. It's a surprising point to have in a Marvel comic in 2018.
I know, it's interesting.
But the thing I liked the most about the issue was the ending, where the Fantastic Four decide that the Fantastics themselves bore no culpability for the faux robbery attempt, and they were going to let them keep the Baxter building.
Yeah, why not?
So the Fantastic Four are instead going to move into a building that Ben Grimm owns.
And lives in.
Number 4 Yancey Street. Which, it's on the one hand, it's kind of okay, we're doing a little Sherlock thing here. with, the Baker Street address. But I do like it. Seems to fit the Fantastic Four to have that storybooky, like number 4 Baker Yancey Street.
Right, and now they're going to be doing their stuff out of an apartment building that they all live in, which brings home the sitcom feel of their whole family thing.
Right, Reed is going to be like converting the building so that it's still a Fantastic Four building.
Right.
Because dude's got to tinker.
Yeah.
And,
it should be fun
so,
in the future.
What do you think of Fantastic Four issue 4? Will they move into number 4?
I thought it was pretty good. Not much action.
It's all fake action.
All the action is low stakes.
So low stakes because the good guys are just standing around going this doesn't seem like a serious situation. I don't think we need to be involved.
Yeah, so I give it a 6.
I gotta agree with you. I think 6 is the right score.
Yeah, all right.
All right, well, that was the LAAGCast. Thanks for checking us out, everybody. We'll be back next week with another episode. Leave us any comments or questions, and we will see you in a week's time.
Take it easy.